Welcome curious friends to Blogging It Up. My name is Robert, and today, in light of Revenge of the Fallen coming out on June 19th, I will be traveling back in time to 1986. Transformers the animated movie is awesome. Is all its references to Star Wars. The Transformers movie has the exact same scrolling title sequence as Star Wars. RC has the exact same hair as Leia. She's a strong female character, just like Leia as well. Hot Rod is kinda like Luke. He's young, inexperienced, and as the movie progresses, he becomes stronger and he must face the evil at the end. There's even a scene in Transformers where everyone is dancing, just like at the end of Return of the Jedi. And later on in this movie, we find out that Galvatron is actually Hot Rod's father. I just made that one up. Transformers was a kids' cartoon that only kids could buy into because some of the scenarios in that cartoon were so bizarre and so out there, no adult in their right mind would sit down and watch this cartoon. So with that being said, you know, when this movie came out, you expect kids with their adults to go see this movie. Kids expecting a fun Transformers movie, just like the cartoon. The adults expecting the same thing. But what was put on screen was something much more different than the cartoon. There's one scene where Bumblebee and Spike are on their ship, while Unicron devours Moonbase 2. Bumblebee and Spike barely survive. They think they've destroyed Unicron, but to much to their surprise, they didn't. And Spike's reaction is, "Oh shit!" You know, he swears in a cartoon that is meant to be for kids. But let's get down to it. The only reason why new characters were brought in and the old characters were killed off is because of toys. You know, if you make a movie, you use the same characters, you're going to bring out the same toys, they're not going to do so well. So bring in new characters, release new toys, people will buy, especially kids. This film introduced a lot of new characters, and of course some of these robots that were introduced came part of the history of Transformers. You know, they were in the comics. RC is going to be in Revenge of the Fallen. Transformers Animated had Ultra Magnus in there, who was more important in the Transformers anime show than the movie. Let's look back at the first two seasons of Transformers G1. Megatron, you know, came up with a scheme all the time, but he was smart enough to give up in battle when he knew that he wasn't going to win. Galvatron, while still holding the memory of Megatron, was just totally insane. Galvatron doesn't fuck around. There's often points throughout the third season where Galvatron would aim his weapons at his troops. He would, at one point, he actually let his troops die. It got to the point where Cyclonus had to try to help Galvatron mentally. That's what I love about Galvatron. He was just no balls character. He would just kill you if he didn't like you. A lot tougher than Megatron. The animated movie had plenty of famous voices from Weird Al, Robert Stack, Judd Nelson, Spock himself, Leonard Nimoy, and most notably Orson Welles. And this was actually Orson Welles' last role, and as far as I know, he didn't really care for the character. He didn't even know the character's name. But I think the guy did a fantastic job of doing the voice. I loved Leonard Nimoy as Galvatron, but of course Frank Welker would return to the character in the cartoon. The music to this film is so badass. It's so cheesy, so 80s, but it fits in so well, and I love to pop in the CD once in a while and give it a listen. And don't forget that this is where Stan Bush created The Touch, and The Touch is more or less the Transformers national anthem. Picture this. It's 1986. The Transformers animated movie is out in theaters. You decide to go with your family. You're just a kid. You just want to have a good time. You want to see your favorite characters on screen. Find the Decepticons. But this movie kills almost every character. One of the first things that happens is Megatron attacks the Autobot ship. He rips through the side of it, ripping metal out of his way. he transforms into a gun, kills Brawn, kills Prowl. I think one of the Constructicons kill Ratchet, and then a few minutes later Megatron kills Ironhide, who's barely half alive. So you can imagine sitting there watching your favourite Transformers die on screen, Megatron turn into a gun, yelling "Die, die" as metal music plays in the background. It's chaos, it's fucking chaos. It's like you're on LSD and you're just on a bad trip. That's what it must have been like for kids. Optimus Prime has his final battle with Megatron. Because of Rodimus interfering, Optimus Prime takes 2 shots to his body, and a few minutes later dies. I can't picture a kid's face watching that. This kind of stuff is mental torture for kids. Can you imagine being a writer or being involved in this project and just sitting down and be like, yeah, we're going to kill all the Transformers. Optimus Prime dead. Megatron, he's gone. He's going to come back as someone else. Yeah, we're going to kill off Starscream. We're going to kill off most of the supporting cast and the Autobots, and the Transformers that do live, we're actually not going to feature them that much in this movie at all. Maybe 1 or 2 lines. There's some really cold-hearted bastards out there. So thank you all guys for watching, and I hope to see you soon.